Welcome back to this already the final segment of The Price of Business. I'm your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. All right, I got J.D. Joyce. You know, he's been on here now a couple of times, and we try to get him on as we can because he brings a lot of great information. And I love his book, The Story of Rich. And J.D.'s background is as a financial advisor, and he brings a lot to the program. Good to see you. How are you?
Hey, doing great, Kevin. Good to see you as well.
So you're doing a lot of promotions out there for the book, The Story of Rich, which is a novel, which, more and more people are using novel as approach to teach different concepts, be it time management or be it financial success or whatever. And it's a great concept because it allows you to take some liberty in terms of creativity rather than this, almost lecturing type approach that a lot of financial books out there have. Did that play a big role in your choice of that style?
Yeah, I think what happened for me is it was almost an evolution in working with people over the last, this is my 20th year this year. And over the years, I've learned that many of my clients, many of my investors, they don't really want a textbook type lesson. They want stories. They want something they can relate to and anecdotes. And I have found over and over again that people definitely relate to the characters. And fortunately, we have kind of an intriguing story that keeps people reading through maybe some of those concepts that maybe they wouldn't read about otherwise.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell us about your promotional efforts. I know you're trying to get the word out there, and it's an important word to get out there.
Oh, sure. Well, I absolutely love you having me on here, so thank you, Kevin. It's fun to be able to tell people about the book. I'm doing a number of book signings. Barnes & Noble has been very kind to me, and so practically every weekend it seems like I'm in a bookstore somewhere. So my Saturdays or Sundays are pretty filled there, and then I've had some great coverage in the newspapers and some local magazines, and did my first TV interview last week. So that was kind of fun.
Well, and where was that? Oh, that was on...
that was actually in College Station.
College Station.
KAMU, and I have another one coming up next month, I believe it is, on Latina Voices, of all things.
Wow,
so
awesome.
You just never know.
How's your Spanish?
I can be in trouble if it's in Spanish.
Yes, I understand. Who knows? You might say just enough to get yourself in jail, right?
That's exactly
so.
Right.
Tell me about the the kind of reception. What kind of people gravitate towards the book?
Well, it's really been a lot of fun. I've met the most interesting people. Several, I should say, a former CEO, former general counsel, another former general counsel. It's you just meet some really neat people when you're out, doing these interviews. And I have found, or book signings, I should say, I have found that everybody from young to old is interesting. This weekend, I had someone who was 87 years old, former general counsel of a major corporation, to all the way from someone who just got out of college. And I think it's applicable to both because and the 87-year-old may be more interested about the family dynamics or the estate planning chapter that, where we're teaching those concepts. Whereas the person in her 20s, she's probably more interested in the goal setting and cash flow and time horizon and those kind of things. So I've been thrilled with the reception we're getting.
Yeah, awesome. And so it's for all ages and all personality types. And so when is your next upcoming book signing?
Well, I have another, it's funny, all of this College Station effort, but I have a
And you're an Aggie, by the way.
I am an Aggie.
Just for disclaimer's sake.
That's right. But I will be in College Station this weekend with the book signing at the Barnes & Noble there, so this will be my second. And when I did my first one there at the Barnes & Noble, it was kind of fun because I got to see, I went to high school there as well in Bryan. So I got to see former teachers and classmates and family members. And so it was almost like a hometown reunion. So
yeah, it's funny whenever I talk to old teachers, and they say things to me like, it's good to see one of my kids did well. And it's like, really? I mean, that's I don't know. There's something sad about that, but I guess it's also kind of nice as well. So you got that going on there, and then what's the next one in the Houston market? Because I know that's where, and so what I like you to do is just keep us posted when you have your next one here in the Houston market, because I want them to to be able to pass that on to the audience out there. And so really, I love what you're doing, and what I really like is this idea of talking to college students, and that's something you've been able to do. Talk about those experiences.
Oh, sure, yeah. It was another event at A&M, so wow, this is going to be the A&M day today.
A&M day, woohoo!
But I was invited to the Mays Business School. Two of their largest business fraternities invited me, and there were over 250 college kids. And first of all, I walked in without a jacket on, and I quickly realized I need to go back to the car to get my jacket because everybody had a suit on or a dress. I was really impressed with the group. And
it certainly wasn't UT. No, I'm just joking.
You'd be in trouble there. But then I thought it was wild when I heard all these people here to hear me, and so I was the only person on the agenda, but it was really exciting and
kind of humbling almost.
It really is. And when you get to talk to the young people and how eager they are to learn. And so since then at some of the book signings, in fact, one that you attended, one of the Barnes & Noble book signings where you attended, a college student went there. Oh yeah, I saw you speak at A&M.
I saw that.
And it's kind of what I've learned on the marketing or the promotion side is it's a series of events. In fact, I was on a flight a couple of months ago, I suppose, and the guy sitting next to me as we were getting off, I said, "Hey, let me tell you about my book." I gave him a flyer on it. He said, "I heard you on the Kevin Price Show." So
no way, that's awesome.
Isn't that wild? So you just never know when you're going to bump into someone through a series of these efforts.
World's very small. You need to get on the Kevin Price Show so people will bump into you and say, "Hey, I heard you on the Kevin Price Show." That's cool. That is cool. So when people read the book and you get feedback, we have about a minute left. What is the most aha moment that people have when they read the book? What do you say?
It's different for each person. The recurring themes are this. They relate to the characters, and they say it's an easy read. And I think right now the one that I really focus on is goals and objectives. Being here in the first of the year especially, people are working on these New Year's resolutions and other goals. And so in the beginning of the book, we're really highlighting the importance of having some written goals and what you're trying to achieve with your life and in my case, with your money, because that's kind of the aspect that I'm working with. Yeah. So I would say that has been very helpful. And but each person seems to find something, a nugget in there that they appreciate more so than something else. But the goals and objectives is something that I would look at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. J.D. Joyce is his name. The book is called The Story of Rich, and it's a delightful story. It's really very, very interesting. And now it's hard to believe, but I've got another one of my kids graduating in May. We're getting closer and closer to graduation, time, which means graduation present time. Right. And people, when they graduate, they really are very thoughtful in terms of, okay, now I've got a nice little debt that I've settled in most cases, and I really need to think about my next chapter of my life, which is being a grown-up and accumulating money. The Story of Rich will help them navigate through that. How do they get more information about that?
Sure. I'd love to have everybody come to our website, which is thestoryofrich.com, and also our Facebook, which is also The Story of Rich. Mm-hmm. And we have a number of friends out there, and it will give them postings on where we're speaking, and we're also even re-airing some things on there, so I'd love to have them check it out. Yeah,
you can get audios if you missed previous audios with JD, as well as his appearances on other programs. You can catch it right there at thestoryofrich.com.
You got it.
All right, JD Joyce, you'll be hearing more and more of him here on The Price of Business. Check him out over there at The Story of Rich. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I hope you spend it right here on this station. Don't forget to check us out over there at our sister website, usdailyreview.com.